あれが有名なおせっかいな喧嘩中さんや風間明日香ちゃん。
おせっかいは余計や。
I'm here now. I'm doing the best I can.
Okay, I think it was about time that I remade this for season 3 because I have this tutorial for season 1 also. But I think it's time to remake it because she got a lot of changes in season 1. So what is she? What does she do? So Asuka is a very strong defensive character. She has loads of moves for like keep out, quick pokes up close, and just keep out tools. A lot of her stuff pushes back on hit. So Denmark 3, for example, pushes back on hit. Down 2 has a lot of range on it. So she's very good at keeping opponents at a certain range and bullying them and making them forcing them to make a mistake, so she can whip punish with 4-2. So that's kind of her whole design, really. It's just keeping them at range and up close. A lot of mental frame pressure because of her jab strings and her panic moves. But I'll explain all this in a bit more detail later on. So her range stuff. So basically, Denmark 3 has a lot of range on it. On counter hit, it does the stun. So she has a lot of range to play with in Denmark 3, in Den 2, then for 4 to keep them out. 12 frame mid, good range. It keeps them out if they try to approach. Back 3 as well, if they try to like if they mistime their dash block or something, or they approach with low, for example, or a slow button, this back 3 will hit them because it's very awkward to punish. But back 3 is also very good keeping them out. I'll go into more details on moves in a bit. So up close, Asuka, her offense isn't the best, but what she has does the job. So basically, her jab strings, she's all about bullying the opponents with jab strings. So she's got 1-1, 1-3, 1-4. So they're all just like little pokes that kind of breaks down the opponents into a little bit. But the idea is to get them frustrated, so you can sidestep or backdash or whip and then mash something, and you can forward to whip punish or down for 2 whip punish. She has a very good FC game, so FC down for 2. This is basically almost homing. Zero on hit, so you can bully them with FC game, and then against near the wall, you can start doing wall bends mids, which is safe. She's power crush. I'll talk about wall game in a bit. That's part of a wall game there. But yeah, up close is all about little quick things like bully with FC down 4, bully with wall standing 4, down for 1, down for 1 strings, jab strings. So jab 1-1 mix up or 1-3 mix up, for example. Just it's all about bullying them. And then she has sidestep 2, can-cans, and reversal up close to kind of keep the opponents in check from overextending on Asuka or challenging her at the wrong times. So for example, if they jabbed after this, for example, you could do Denmark 2 to high crush under their jab, or Denmark 1 to high crush under their jabs as well. So she's all about frustration. That's the character. She just hits you a lot until you do something about it, and then she punches you hard for it. She's got stuff like safe down for 2 up close, and a counter hit 15 frame knee launcher, which also frame traps into itself, which is really good. So just quick stuff up close, like quick little annoying pokes up close, and then if they duck randomly up close, you can start doing 1+2, which is a safe natural hit launcher. So FC game, jab poke game, quick down for 1, blah blah blah. You can do whatever you want, really. So basically, make them make a mistake and make them lash out, and then you can whip punish or counter hit the retaliation or crush under it with can-cans or reversal out or something like that. So her strengths, let's talk about her strengths, are panic moves. She probably has the best set of panic moves in the game, without a question. So she has stuff like let's start with 1-2-4. So 1-2-4 is a 10 frame natural encounter. I'm gonna make sure you stand up. So 1-2-4, very good 10 frame. She used can-cans, which is 14 frame counter launcher, which crushes faster than hop kick. I believe at frame 5, where hop kicks are frame 9. So if you think your opponent's gonna mash when you're plus, you can do can-cans to hit them. Or if you think they're gonna go for a low or something slow, you can do can-cans to crush to beat the mesh. Just remember, it's not just a low crush launcher, it's also a 14 frame counter launcher. So if they're overextending at something, you can just chuck this out to keep them in check. Reversal, she has her reversals. Let me show you to do a jab into jab, for example. Jab, jab. So she has it gives a free 4-2. Or if you have Rage Strike, you can do that also. They can chicken it, of course, but it's something they have to think about. It's something they need to think about. Of course, Sidestep 2, this is safe in this game. It's -9 on block. It's quite evasive. Sometimes it's not as evasive as a normal Sidestep, but in a lot of situations, she can evade stuff where a normal Sidestep wouldn't. So it's kind of like it's a lot of like a little specific knowledge in there. But Sidestep 2 is quite good, especially against the wall, where it gives a wall splat combo. It gives a wall splat combo up close at the wall. See what else she had. Magic 4, of course. She has Magic 4. It's a little bit tricky to combo off, but she does have it. Yeah, so 1-2, 1-2-4, Magic 4, Reversal, can-cans, Sidestep 2, back 3 can work as well. If they sidestep right, back 3 is very good at catching that, and if they do a low, it'll crush under, no problem. So yeah, she has very good defensive tools. So she's very hard to take damage off. Like a patient Asuka player would be extremely difficult to take damage off. That uses her panic moves at the right times. And also she has 2+3, which triggers at frame 6 against high or mid punches. And she gets a combo off it if it triggers. And even if it doesn't trigger, she still gets one as well. Okay, so let's talk about her keypad. So I'm going to touch on this a little bit more. So, like I said earlier, down to the Mach 3, they all leave the opponents at Asuka's optimal range, which is like here. So if they whiff anything, if they retaliate and whiff anything, you can go bam, 4-2. Even if you're near a wall, you can whip punish with 4-1+2 for wall bends. You can throw in Sidestep 4 as well, which is a high counter launcher. That's like really hard to whip punish. You can also throw out Offer 3, which is a really quick recovery. Like if your opponent's not looking out for it, it's actually quite hard to whip punish. And it counter launches as well. And then Damper 4 or Damper 3 up close to kind of just keep the opponent away at range. So yeah, her keepback game is quite good. And of course back 3, of course. If they dash in incorrectly or mistime their approach, you can also back 3 them out. Also Damper 2 is good keepback. Like up close, if they try to like if they overextend a bit or whatever, you can also Damper 2 them out. And back 4 as well. It's beefy. It's better range than looks, so that's also good for keep out. Her safety is also another big thing she has. So like she has a safe Damper 2, she has a safe 1+2 natural hit launcher. Her Sidestep 2 is safe. Her lows are only -12 at worst. Her poke lows anyway are only -12 at worst. Like this is -12, this is -11, this is -11. This is only -11, -11. So against Kazuya, Josie, Eddie, she won't get hit as hard as other characters would for poking at them. So she's a very safe character. Even Damper 1-4 is only -12, which is like a counter launcher. Her back 4 is safe. Her back 3 can be really awkward to punish for a lot of characters. It's -18, but a lot of pushback. Let's see, Offer 3 is only -3 on block. Pretty much her job strings are all safe, apart from the low options, of course. Yeah, really safe character. I mean, this is safe. This is safe. So it's quite hard to take a life lead off an Asuka player. Let's see, her wall game. Her wall game is really good. Her wall game is very good because she has Sidestep 2 for a safe wall splat. So if they try to retaliate badly, you can Sidestep 2 on them onto the wall. Then Mach 3, because it's +4. Now in the open, you saw that it pushes back and hit, but at the wall, they cannot do anything about it. So they actually there's no pushback. So she's +4 in their face, and they're in crouching, so they can't step one way. So you can bully them with down forward. If you think they're going to press a button, you can wall splat them with down forward 1-4, which will frame trap them if they press a button. Or you can loop it. You can loop it. You have forward 1+2 as a safe wall bends. That high crushes. I mean that is armored. So this is also very good. And FC down forward 3, which is a safe wall bends. So she has very good wall bends. Yeah, down 1+2 into 4-2 is guaranteed. So this is a knockdown low, and it gives a 4-2 at the wall always against all characters always. He has unblockable, which at the wall obviously gives a full combo. So it's nice to throw out sometimes. See what she have 4-4-2 strings, which wall splats as well. 4-4-2-1 and 4-4-2 1+2, which is -13 mid. They all wall splat. So yeah, and you can just bully them at the wall. You can just harass them at the wall, like just keep going at them, and then when they retaliate, you can punish them hard first. 4-1 +2 is very strong against the wall because of that wall bends property. Go back mid screen, so that's kind of touches on her wall game a little bit. So her block punishment, I'll go in detail in her block punishment later on, but it's apart from her 10 frame, she's the worst 10 frame in the game, but the rest is pretty solid. So that would be a big weakness of Asuka. So the other strengths, I said, her keep out, her safety, and her wall game are her big strengths, and her panic moves. And her weaknesses would be her block punishment. Only a small part of it is bad. Like, she doesn't have a Wasain launcher till 18 frame, and her 10 frame is very bad. Well, the rest of her punishment is quite good. So it's one small weakness that she has. It just makes the risk reward of some moves against Asuka, like -10 moves, like really messed up. Like Leo's 4-4-2, Katarina's down for 2-2, Jack's down for 1-1, for example. Like those kind of -10 moves makes a really awkward against her, like risk reward wise. And she can launch some lows, so some lows are better than it should be. So that's kind of her. That's kind of the overview of the character. That's her strengths and her weaknesses. So we'll move on to the combos now. Now, I won't spend too long on Asuka's combos because I have a whole description full of notations and damage values. So it's better off just reading that, so I don't like take up too much of the video time with it. But I'll show you her main staples anyway. So her Dumper 2. This is the same combo of 4. Can do. So I'll include descriptions for all that. So in my opinion, you want to do 1, 2, 3 after 4, 4, 3, 3 because it gives you very flexible wall carry enders. So if you're too close to the wall, you can do down for 3, or if you're like a little bit away from the wall, you can do down by 4, 3, or if the wall is a bit further away, you can do up to 1+2, 4. And if the wall, like I said, if the wall is really close, you can do down for 3. So she has very flexible wall carry options after this. Now, if you want like max wall carry, this is what you want to do. You want max wall carry, so 4, 4, 2, 3, jab, 2, 1, 1+2. This would be her max wall carry. So you do that if you want like full wall carry. Now, if you want raw damage, this is what you want to do. So you can do this off 4-2, you can do it off down for 2, you can do it off can-cans. So this is the combo that you want to do. Then back 1+2. This is new in season 3. So I'm sorry. I'll show you if I do it right. So you have to delay the ender. You have to delay the ender so the combo is so the ender is guaranteed. So it's not part of the combo, but it is guaranteed. That is the main thing. So it's 78 damage off 4-2, it's 72 damage off down for 2, and it's 84 damage off can-cans. So it's definitely worth getting done, in my opinion. You can do easier combo. You can do this is the one I showed earlier. 4-4-2-3 jab 2-1 1+2 4-4-2-1. All the inputs are in the description. So have a look in the description. So I'm just going to show some other stuff. So her back 4 combo The usual one is down back 4 3 2 1 1 plus 2 4 4 2 1. That's the usual one, but you can do back 2 4 3 down back 1 1 and back 2 1 2 and get the guaranteed combo. Let's get this for 75 damage. Now the reason we do back 2 4 3 is because it moves Asuka a bit closer. If you just did down back 4 3 into down back 1 2, it won't work. So you have to whiff the back 2 to move her closer. Let's see, her forward 4 combo is just something like this. Okay, it won't work in that. Okay, it's that, but the guaranteed ender. So the delayed ender anyway. So just make sure you practice that ender. Or you can do this alternatively, it's easier. Or into a spin and then you're in their face and mix up on tech roll. Counter up for 3 is just this. Matching 4 combo is just dash 1 plus 4. Just dash 1 plus 4. Or you can do dash 2 1. Dash 2 1 1 plus 2 and then dump for 3 again. Back 3 4 3 combo is just this back 3 4 3 2 1 1 plus 2 4 4 2 1 standard. Her raise drive combo is literally just launcher whatever your staple was off this launcher and then screw them. Raise drive 4 4 1. So 24 damage off the 4 4 1 at the end, so it's very chunky as you can see. And now for her wall combos, you do this would be your max damage. It's the same as mid screen, the same timing, back 2 4 delay 3, or you can do 1 plus 2 1 plus 4 2 4. So those two would be her main wall enders, but in my opinion you should always do this ender because it gives very good Oki afterwards. Also off the 1 plus 4 1 plus 4 2 4 ender, you can do back 4, which beats everything they do, even get up kicks, spring kicks, blah blah blah. They have to stay on the ground or stand up and block. So look, if they try to spring kick, for example, you can hit confirmish and then hit them. If they try like toe kick, which is the fastest option to have. Sorry. If they try toe kick, you can back forward them. Now, when they start respecting it and just not doing anything, like for example staying on the ground, you can start going for lows, which will hit them if they stand up and block as well. And that's it for her combos. I don't go into too much detail. Actually, there is one more thing I want to show actually. So FC down for 2. FC down for 2 normally gives the while standing 1-4 into down for 3 for 61 damage. But as of season 2, you can actually crouch cancel into crouch cancel into down for 2 for even more damage. Now, obviously, even more than that, if you do the guaranteed reset. The 84 damage off that's not bad at all. So I would really recommend learning how to crouch cancel off this. So you just tap up, you time it, tap up, and then dump for 2. But sometimes it whips at range, so you have to make sure you're up close when you do it. You have to make sure you're up close, or else it whips at range. And I'm messing up now. That's me doing it too slow. Yeah, so make sure you practice it. It's definitely worth doing. But if you're at range, it can whiff regardless. Anyway, it can whiff at range, so you have to be careful. Yeah, so you just whips anyway if at range. So you have to make sure you're up close when you do it. And that's it for her combos. Now I'm just gonna quickly go over her punishment options. So for 10 frame, she has jab. It's the worst 10 frame in the game, sadly, but we have to work with it. So it's 8 damage and +9. Her 11 frame is standing 4, which is 18 damage and +7 on hit. Her 12 frame is 2-3, which is 29 damage, knockdown and wall splat. if you're not sure or if you're not comfortable, you can also do 2-1 to be a +8 in their face. But this is if you're not comfortable with 2-3. But I recommend being able to do 2-3 because the wall splat property is very good. Her 14 frame is she is 2 for 14 frames, so she's up for 2, which is 40 damage and a knockdown. Or she has Damback 1, sorry. Damback 1-2, which is a 14 frame, 38 damage and a wall splat. So you make sure you know when to use either of them. For 15 frame she has Stamp for 2, or further away she has her Power Crush, her 4+2, which is 15 frame. Her 16 frame is 1+2, just more damage than Damper 2. And even more damage at 17 frame is her 4-2, which gives a better combo than 1+2. From crouching, she has for 10 frame crouching she has Stick Jab, which you need to punish some stuff like Lily's back to her 1+2, or Brian's 4-4-4 for example. So Stick Jab to punish 5 damage and +6. For 11 frame she has While Standing 4, which is 15 damage and 8+8. So afterwards he can do Dentu, and he can't do anything but Dentu afterwards except for reversal. For 13 frame she has While Standing 2-1, which is 28 damage and +9, which is a pretty good option for 13 frame. For 14 frame, now this is the buff in season 2. This is now 14 frame, and for 3 afterwards with 49 damage total. Or you can do a Rage Drive follow up. I'm probably gonna mess up a little bit, so bear with me. You can do Dumper 3 afterwards. For 19 frame, she has a While Standing 3. It's a slow launcher, but it's all she has for that. So this is for 19 frame. And at 20 frame she has Up for 4, which is a launcher. So, but what's that? This is her fastest launcher, unless you count Crouch Cancel Temper 2. But that can be difficult to do. So normally her fastest is While Standing 3 at 19 frame. And that's it for Asuka's punishment. So in this section I'm going to talk about Asuka's top moves in my opinion. So I'm going to list like 15 to 20 moves that you should use with Asuka. So obviously the first one is jab strings. So she has a jab into low, jab into mid, jab into mid, which is a counter hit launcher. So the whole idea behind these is to just frustrate your opponents up close. The last hit's a counter hit launcher of 1-1-3. She's 1-3 for quick low poke, 1-4 for a little bit more damaging low poke. You can also hold down to go into crouch. She is 1-1, or if they try to press buttons, if they try to retaliate after 1-1, you can also do this. So yeah, she has plenty of, you can also, she has a Snake Edge option as well, 1-1 then 4, which you can kind of cancel sometimes to freak them out a little bit. So little counter mix-ups, just bully your opponents with them. 4-2, this is one of the best whip punishers in the game, because it's easy, it has a lot of range, it's 17 frame, it's a bit slow, but the range and the speed will mix up for it. Sorry, the range and the input, the ease of input will mix up for it. So 4-2, when you're playing Asuka, this move should always be on lock to whip punish your opponent with. It should always be ready to whip punish your opponent with. 4-4 is a +3 on block homing move. It's also a natural hit launcher. I showed you the combo before. Yeah. So it's 4-4. I'm probably gonna mess up. Okay, so it's something like this anyway. Yeah, so remember, delay the ender for more damage. So it's basically that off 4-4. So if you think your opponent's going to commit to a side walk or sidestep into buttons, you can 4-4 them. Now, it's kind of slow, so they can sidestep block it. But if you know they're going to side walk or commit to buttons, you can keep them in check with this. And it's plus and block anyway, so it's not much risk in throwing lash. It is a bit slow, so just be careful. 4-tone +2. Now, this move got a huge buff in Season 3. Because it wall bounces. As of Season 3, it wall bounces. So this makes your wall game extremely disgusting, because your opponents is going to be afraid to press buttons against Asuka, because if they do, this will kill them. So they're afraid to press buttons, so you can start harassing them, you can start poking at them, and when they you think they're going to retaliate, you can blow them up with this. So forward 1+2 is extremely dumb at the wall, and definitely should be used as a pressure like a mental frame pressure tool. Can-Cans, oh, everyone loves this move fighting Asuka. So Can-Cans is a 14 frame counter hit launcher that low crushes very early, so you can almost treat it like a safe cop kick. So if you think they're going to go for a low or they're going to press something slow, you can keep them in check with Can-Cans. Or if you think they're going to swing when they're minus, Can-Cans. If you think, you know, they're going to approach with a low, you can Can-Cans. And it resets. It's safe on block. Like it chills on hit, so the low connects and the high pushes back. It does 6 damage. Sorry, 5 damage. 5 damage. So as you can see, it's really good because it pushes them back. So you reset back to neutral even if they block it. So it's very good. Definitely use Can-Cans. 1+2. What more can I say about this? It's a safe mid launcher that launches even crouching opponents. So it doesn't have to be standing. They can also launch in crouching. So if you think they're just going to duck randomly at some points, you can do 1+2 to keep them in check. Very, very abusable. Definitely spam it, really, basically. It's also useful in a situation where, like, most of the time they don't want to duck Asuka in general, but if you're in a range for down 1+2, that's when 1+2 becomes a little bit scarier. And after you hit them with jab, for example, you're +9. You can do 1+2 afterwards. They can't step it, they can't press buttons against it, they can't duck it. So offer 3 on hit into 1+2, or jab into 1+2. They can't do anything about it except block or backdash. I'm not sure even if they even have time to backdash as well. So they're forced to block this after 1 on hit or offer 3 on hit. Now back 3 is a move a lot of people hate about Asuka. So back 3 has a lot of pushback and block. I will show you. Back 3 has a lot of pushback and block. See the space created there. So it's very difficult for a lot of characters to punish up, and it can be hit confirmed into the follow up for a combo. It's very good if they want to approach Asuka and they're sloppy about their approach. They go for low or they press slow buttons. They're sloppy about their approach. Wall times back 3 will hit them out of their approach. It also tracks to the opponent's side step, right? It tracks that way really well, which is Asuka's weak side. So up close, it can be good. It goes over lows, and at some frames, it can high crush a little bit. So it's good to throw it when your opponent's a bit greedy with approaching or extending. Her down foot 1, just basic down foot 1. Like most characters have one of these. Asuka's is decent because it tracks to her weak side a little bit. It's really good on hit. I think it's like +8 on hit, so that's pretty beefy for down front 1. And it has a counter hit follow-ups, so down front 1 2, which is a safe high, or down front 1 4, which is a -12 mid, which second hit's a counter hit launcher. So it's pretty good. Down front 1's pretty good. So definitely use this just as a little poke up close, you know, keep your opponent in check. The next one is up for 3. Up for 3, really good keep out tool because on whiff it recovers very quick, and it's a counter hit launcher, and it moves Asuka forward. So it moves her forward, it recovers quickly on whiff. Counter hit launcher, it's +9 on hit, and it's only -3 on block. So you can still move afterwards. The special is up for 3 on block into sidestep 2. That's like an Asuka special. But up for 3, yeah, really good on hit, really good on block, really good in recovery. It hops over lows, it can hop over lows, and a counter launcher. It's really good move, very, very usable. If you think your opponent's going to approach like badly, like I said for back 3, if you think they're going to approach badly, you can do up for 3 to counter. Then back 1 2, this became a lot more useful in season 3 because then back 1 by itself is 14 frame. It has a true high crush in it. High crushes like completely at 6 frames. So if you think your opponent's gonna pressure you with jabs or something like that, you can high crush under with them back 1. It has a follow up with them back 1 2, which is a natural combo. It's our 14 frame punisher I showed earlier. So you can kind of hit confirm as well. If you're on point, you can hit confirm it too. It's very strong, like especially if you sense your opponent's going to jab you or use highs on you, you can go under and then hit confirm. Especially if you're against a wall, you can get a wall splat from it as well. So yeah, definitely good, definitely good. Then back 3, one of Asuka's main low pokes. It's +4, has pushback and hit. So if they mash afterwards, if they mash while standing for example, you can just forward to them. So there's a little secret that not a lot of people know. Let me switch positions. So then back 3, the weak side is sidestep right. Yes. You go right against this normally, but if Asuka is on player 2 side, see the opponent is encroaching after then back 3 on hit, so they cannot sidestep right because they cannot go down. So well, normally there's some like little cheat thing that you can do, but it's really difficult to do. So we're gonna pretend that doesn't happen. So then back 3 on hit, force them into crouch, so they cannot sidestep to the weak side of a follow-up then back 3. So you can actually loop this. And they can't do anything except for backdash it at tip range. But most of the time Asuka is too close. Most of the time they can't backdash in time. Most characters can't backdash in time off a second one from like this range. So they're forced to challenge it by mashing, or they're forced to just block it. So when they start mashing, remember I said you can backdash, they whiff, and then you can forward to. Or if they just block low, you can start going for den 2, you can start going for an offer 3, you can start going for 4-4-3 for example. So den back 3 is a very good low. And as of season 2, you're like plus, I can't remember exactly how plus you are on hits, but you're very plus. You can't even interrupt den 2. That's what I know. You can't interrupt den 2 afterwards. So if you can get a little 50-50 situation off this, so you can do another den back 3, or you can do den 2 afterward. Now let's stop at den 2. So den 2 is really nice to complement den back 3. This is a +9 on hit crouching. So if they eat den 2, they cannot do anything about another den 2. So if they mash, they're going to eat a counter hit launcher. If they try to step, they're going to eat another den 2. So. And on block, they're encroaching as well. They're encroaching on hit and on block. So if they mash, you can bail out with your backdash, and 4-2 will punish them. So then back 3 and den 2 makes Asuka super obnoxious at range. So you definitely want to use these two at range. Then back 3, den 2, and then throw in a few offer 3s, then 4 for quick keep out. Definitely very good move. Then back 4 is a high crush low poke. This is what I would call Asuka's offensive low. So this would be her defensive low because it creates space, and you can create space with it and force them to make mistakes. Then back 4 is what you want to do if you want to approach the opponent and start your offense. So you have the option to go into standing, or you can hold down to go into crouch to access her FC game, which I'll talk about in a bit. So it has a follow-up with Denmark 4-4. So Denmark 4-4, the second hits a counter launcher. You can follow up with this, for example. That should normally work. Yeah, there you go. So second hits a counter launcher. Now this is 0 on hit, so sometimes your opponents might want to challenge you or move around. So that's when the second hit will come and use. Very sparingly though, very sparingly. The second hit's like +3 on hit, I think. So just use that very sparingly, the second hit. But the first one is very good on its own. So like for example, if they mash, you can sidestep to bait the retaliation, or you can continue it and counter hit them. 4-4-3. This move got a huge buff in season 2. 4-4-3. So it's a homing mid with a lot of range on it. On normal hit, it does a ballerina spin, but you have so much frames that you cannot interrupt while standing 1+2 afterwards. While standing 1+2 is this mega counter launcher. So 4-4-3, instead while standing 1+2 cannot be interrupted on normal hit. And on counter hit, she gets a big juggle. She gets a big juggle on counter. So as you can see, This move was a crazy buff in Season 2. In Season 3, they made it spin on hit instead of knockdown. In my opinion, it's a bit of a buff. So, if you think your opponent's gonna like press buttons at range, you can just throw this out to kind of keep them in check. So when they start respecting Asuka's approach, because of 443, you can start doing your cancels and approach. I have a whole video on offense, but it's Season 1 stuff, but it still applies. So you can approach with Asuka for 2 cancels, while standing 1+2 cancels, start doing the Mach 3, like your range stuff, your range blender, if they start respecting 443. So 443 is a pretty cheap move. FC down for 2, 0 on hit. It might as well be homing because it's very difficult to step. On counter hit, you get easy follow up with this. But remember I showed you earlier, you can actually get a combo off it if you crouch cancel. So FC down for 2 is definitely a move that you should use with Asuka. It's a bully. You bully them with low, and then you're in FC, and then you can if they mash jab, you can go for another one. If they do something slower, you can do while standing forward to keep them in check. If they try to step, you can do another one, or do while standing 2, which tracks one way. So basically, you have like a little FC game here. While standing 4, FC down for 2, while standing 2, while standing 2, while standing 4. While standing 4 on hit gives you a down 2 that they cannot interrupt. So that's really good. Against the wall, you have FC down for 3, which is a safe wall bounce mid that you can use to complement FC down for 2. So you can use this as well to complement it near the wall. She probably has some of the best wall bounces in the game. Like I said, was while standing 2. It's a 13 frame mid poke. It's really nice to complement this because it's +9 on hit. So you can't do anything but 1+2 afterwards. Remember, it's the same situation as up for 3 on hit and jab on hit. While standing 2 on hit, +9, so they can't do anything but 1+2 afterwards except block. So it's a force block kind of setup. So while standing 1+2 is very good with Asuka because it's a big counter. You get unscaled 4-2 afterwards. So you can imagine the damage this will get. So you can imagine the damage this will get off this big launcher here. That's not optimal, but you get the idea. So and it's only -2 on block. It's only -2 on block. You can still like slice step retaliations and whip punish them. So if you try to mash like certain moves, you can whip punish them, make a whiff and whip punish them with it. Her next move is go to the wall. Her down 1+2 is her like main like big scary low. Down 1+2, it's scary because it gives a free 4-2 at the wall on every character. In the open stage, you can get 4-2 on some characters, but against the wall, you get it on everyone. And if you have rage, you can get the guaranteed 4-1+2 into down for 3. You get guaranteed rage drive into down for 3 follow up. So this makes her low really scary. So this sequence does 63 damage sequence off an unseeable low. So it's very, very strong in my opinion. So use it as try not to like go crazy with it because it is launch punchable and block. But the mix up is there if you need it. Like I said, in the open against some characters, you actually get 4-2 in the open as well. But it is character specific. And of course, another good move is Side Step 2. This move is the face up. It's a face up mid. It has an auto built step in. So you use this to like punish their retaliations after certain moves on block, or just as a raw panic move. It's good against the wall because, like I said, the wall game section, it wall splats. So Side Step 2 is definitely good. A common setup is like up for 3 on block because it's only -3 on block into Side Step 2. That's like kind of like Asuka special. And that's it for the tutorial. That concludes this tutorial. I hope this helps. I've been meaning, I should have done this for Season 2, but I think now's the best time in Season 3 to do this. And thanks for watching. I hope it helps all you budding Asuka players, and see you later.